Hello and welcome to another review from Colour with Claire. Today I'm reviewing the brand new book by Jennifer Zimmermann. This is called Bella Futura, a colouring book of beauties and beasts of the future. So you might recognise Jennifer's name from a couple of other books she's produced. She did the Glamour colouring book and also the Secrets of Colouring tutorial colouring book as well. So this is another purely a colouring book from her. And as you can see, Bella Futura, it's got to mean beauty or woman of the future. So there's lots of futuristic themes, costumes and designs in this book. Now we'll open it up to see a few acknowledgements and thank yous. We've got the copyright information. We've also got all of Jennifer's social media links on there if you want to go and find her on whatever platform you're on. We've also then got a book belongs to page which is fully colourable and you can obviously write your name in there as well. And then we're straight on to the very first illustration. So as I mentioned, quite a futuristic theme. There's lots of different types of costumes and a very sort of warrior women, strength, goddess sort of theme throughout this book. So it is portraits of women, but it's also portraits of animals as well. So if you want to get into colouring skin and hair and practising those things, and also fur as well, and feathers and things, perfect book for that. So there's also lots of gemstones and sort of circular areas to practice your gemstone colouring on as well. So if you do have Jennifer's Secrets of Colouring tutorial book, you can apply lots of those tutorials to lots of these pictures in this book. So as you can see, all of the images are single-sided. It's printed by Amazon CreateSpace, so quite a thin paper stock, but as they're all single-sided, you can still use whatever it is you like to use to colour them with. So as I say, mostly female portraits and animals in this book, and lots of metals in the jewellery, the headdresses, things like that. So good to practice your steampunk colouring palettes and learn how to do your shiny metals. And obviously with this being quite a futuristic colouring book, you have got the opportunity to do lots of unusual colour palettes that you might not normally do. So women with green hair or, you know, anything that you like that's a bit out of the ordinary. So here, as you can see, is the one that I've coloured. I used Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils for this and had loads and loads of fun colouring it. Great opportunity to practice my hair and skin. And as you can see, this is a blank spread. And that's because the next two pages are a double spread. So even on these double spreads, you have got blank behind. So you're not going to sacrifice anything in this book whatsoever. If you want to use alcohol markers, that's fine. Just making sure you put a piece of paper or card behind to soak up any bleed. So some of these illustrations are centred on the page and some of them have borders. Some of them are different shapes, like this one, heart-shaped. And lots of these borders that we see, I love this one, I love this hairstyle, I wish I had the face shape for it. Yeah, so lots of the borders that you see on these pages are quite Art Deco in style, and that seems to be Jennifer's sort of preferred illustrative style, that Art Deco period. If we go and look at the Glamour colouring book, there's lots of that kind of thing in there as well. So as I mentioned earlier, lots of weird and wonderful costume that you can interpret in any way you want. And in this book there are 25 different illustrations, but they're all duplicated. So you'll see as we get to the end of the book that the illustrations begin again, but this time they're on black backgrounds. So here we go. This is the very first illustration. And this time on black background. So you can choose your preference, or you can just use this second set to practice more of your skin and hair tones or whatever it is you want to practice. Or if you go wrong on one, you've always got another one to start again with. So really useful to have two copies in each. It's also a great idea to maybe do a challenge with a friend or your kids. Get them to colour one, you colour another, see how they both turn out. They'll probably be completely different. It's just a bit of fun that you can have with it. Or even online, if you've got a friend, a colouring buddy who has this book, you can go ahead and do a colouring challenge with them. So this book is available on Amazon. Amazon UK is currently selling for £6.50 and Amazon US for $8.99. So you can get it from there, and really quite a cheap price, I think, for the content, the very high quality illustration, and also the amount of pages that you get as well. Just coming to the end of these black background ones here. I love this one in the black background with the spider's web. So maybe if you're not too confident with doing your own backgrounds, the black ones will really help because you don't have that expanse of white space to work with. So that's probably one of the best points about the black backgrounds. Now here at the very back of the book we have a colour organiser which Jennifer's very helpfully included. So you can have a column for the page or the book, so you can put the page number here or the book title, the brand and colour of the pencil or pen that you've used, and then again we have that duplicated on this side. Now this here is a colorist agreement really, so Jennifer's giving you permission to copy up to 10 pages from this book for your own personal use, obviously not to share or distribute or anything like that, but say if you go to your local copy shop and they're a bit reluctant about copying pages from a published book, you can show them that the illustrator, the designer of the book, has given you permission to copy 10 pages for your own use. So that's really helpful if you do go to your copy shop a lot and maybe you'd encounter some problems with copying them. So here we have just a little promo for the other two books by Jennifer that I mentioned earlier. And then that is the end of the book. So you've got a couple of pages at the back blank that you could tear out and use as your pages to soak up bleed and things like that. And that's the back cover. This is a matte cover, so it's got a really nice soft touch feel to it. And yeah, so that is the latest book by Jennifer Zimmermann. If you want to learn how to colour skin and hair and do lots and lots of practice, this is a perfect book. But it also incorporates lots of elements like gemstones, animals, metals and things like that. So I really hope you've enjoyed this book. Do look in the description for the links to buy. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up if you have time. Many, many thanks, and I'll see you soon on Colour with Claire.